Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Snapshots. So this one's a bit interesting actually because there's sort of two for the price of one, really. I've got a couple on who do videos. Actually, we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, it's Rich and Jem. Hello, how are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Hello.
Very good.
Yeah. So first of all, before we get started, I was looking back through your back catalogue, and your last video was 10 months ago. What's going on?
We had issues.
But well, no, quite a lot has happened in real life, in life outside of photography. Jem has got a new job, which takes up a lot more of your time than your
At the
previous job
moment.
did. I sort of lost my mojo a little bit, only a little bit. Not.
And you had health issues.
And I had health issues as well, which now, touch wood, is all brilliant, 100% fine. So really, is that a poor excuse?
No,
That's
we hadn't.
it, basically.
The time we had wasn't worth videoing because we wanted to spend it with each other.
That's very true. We were still going out with our cameras, but we just weren't in the vlogging state of mind. Because as you know very well, you have to be in the right place, don't you? Mentally and everything to do it. No, we haven't been really, have we?
Absolutely. Well, look, I mean, are you gonna? You think you're gonna come back, or?
We have breaking news. Okay. We have just bought a camper van.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. So we have got a new stream of energy, haven't we? Yes. No, we have. So we're already planning loads more trips. So, basically it now means we can get out 2 or 3 days, just go, not have to book anywhere, sleep in the van. So we are going to do a sort of a get back to vlogging. There won't be too much van life in it because I know a lot of people do that, and people don't necessarily always want to see that, do they? But
this winter, I may be on a similar shift pattern to you. So.
Jem is hoping to change. Is hoping to go on a shift pattern, which would tie in with what I do.
Oh, brilliant! Well, look, I'll say for one, I've missed you guys. So
thank you.
I always really enjoy your stuff. So right, okay. So all I'm going to do is literally, well, actually, first off, because we sort of jumped in a bit there. Why don't you give people who may never seen your channel a brief description of what your channel's about?
Do you want me to go? Well, I came from more of a landscape photography background. I was doing that on my own, not vlogging, before I met Jem. Then I met Jem, who was more into wildlife, which sort of got me more into wildlife, and me being into landscape got you more into landscape, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then we sort of just combined the two. We're lucky that we both like them equally as much, really, don't we?
Wow.
You're more still wildlife, and I'm more landscape. But I think that'll always be like that. Once you've got a love for something, it doesn't just go, does it? So basically, we just travel the UK and sometimes abroad, but mostly the UK, and sort of vlog our adventures, don't we? Which obviously has been few and far between, as you've just pointed out recently, but they will be coming back.
But you'll be back, and that's the important thing.
100%. Yes.
Maybe not as much commitment as we had last time.
No, well, the thing was, is you
one a month or something. Yeah,
well, before we launched our channel, as you've probably done as well in the past, we had about 12 vlogs done before we launched.
Yeah.
So it looked as though we were going out every week and vlogging, but we weren't. I mean, they weren't really old. They were only maybe a month or two behind, weren't they? But yeah, we had a lot in the bag. So, and then once you've used them up, you've got to get out more regularly, haven't you, to keep it?
Absolutely. And there's a bit of a pressure, isn't there, that sometimes is upon you, even though it's not real, the pressure, but you feel like you've got to keep churning out videos to sort of feed the algorithm. So yeah, it's a bit difficult. So
that was that was another reason why we stopped, in a way, because we were finding we were almost forcing ourselves to go out to vlog when maybe we didn't really want when we didn't really want to go out and vlog. And then I just said, well, let's just quit for like a couple of months, and then we'll get back to it, which is what we've done.
Not being funny, but the arguing is some of the best bit of your channel. It's what I watch for. It's like, if there's no arguing, if you go out and you're getting on, I'm like, it's all right. This one, photography was excellent, but I want to see some more fights.
Well, put it this way, then, we should have vlogged when we first got the camper van. We've only had it about 6 weeks, 2 months. The first trial runs, trying to sleep in it overnight. Well, the first night we lasted an hour, and then we drove home.
Oh,
We
God.
didn't even.
It was just too hot.
It was too hot. Yes,
Right.
we've
Oh,
like
okay.
chosen a heat wave to go out, and it's not good, is it? You can't get cool and
No.
But
You've
yeah,
chosen a
they
difficult
were.
time of year, haven't you, to start camper vanning, I think.
But they would have been entertaining vlogs, wouldn't they? You would have found them funny, Gary.
I'd have watched them. I definitely would have watched them. I'm just putting it out there.
Where did you put that?
Anyway, so let's start asking a few questions. So, when did you start photography? This is to both of you, and why? What made you start photography in the first place?
I started well, not seriously, but from what I'm doing now, about 2012. So about 10 years ago. But why I started, I don't know. I just think I just had a bit of spare money, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a camera. And the more I was reading about it, the more YouTube was not. I don't even think there was many YouTube vloggers about then. I can't think there was. No, there wasn't. Was there? Not like 10 years ago. It's quite a while, isn't it? And then I just got into it. I got the HDR bug, which I'm sure everyone got. HDR the crap out of everything, and thought that was brilliant, and then ditched that, and then well, I think I got slowly better and better and better. So I've been doing it on and off for about 10 years, yeah, I suppose. You're a bit less, aren't you?
Oh, a fair bit less, yeah, about 7 years. Mine was random. I got a puppy. I used to take it to loads of lovely places and saw lots of wildlife and wanted to capture it.
Okay, that's an interesting. That's an interesting way of getting into photography, I guess. Just literally from being out, and you just saw. So what? You go out on walks with your puppy without a camera, and you see
without
wildlife.
a camera, and we'd literally have like barn owls flying alongside us in this local village, and I was just amazed. And then I got the bug from there.
Oh, cool. Okay, well. What about YouTube then? When did you start YouTube, and what made you start YouTube?
I think YouTube was your idea. Oh, it was? No, come on. When you were the first person to say, why don't we have a YouTube channel? I'm sure you were.
Was I?
Yeah, you were, darling. Definitely. 100%.
Oh, right, okay. Well, if I chose it, it would have just been because I enjoy editing the videos.
Yeah, because you'd got into that side of things through work and other stuff, hadn't you? You'd been doing like videos and stuff, and I think we were chatting about it one day when we were driving somewhere, and then we thought, you know what, that might be a good idea, because we couldn't think at the time, I don't know if there is now, any other couples that do it together. I know Sam and Hannah do, don't they?
Yeah.
I can't really think of anyone else. Well, there must be, but not that I've seen, not that I've watched, put it that way.
No,
there must be other ones, mustn't there? Can you think of any? I can't.
I don't really watch YouTube.
No, she doesn't really watch much YouTube. I'm the YouTube freak. That's the first thing I put on when I wake up in the morning. I'm always on YouTube.
I think that's why I said the amount you watch, you'd know what to do.
Yeah. That worked well, did it? With our 1,000 subscribers.
Listen. The whole subscribers thing it's all a fallacy anyway.
It is, isn't it?
It's not about how many people are watching you. It's about the enjoyment that those people who are watching you.
Exactly. I'll hold my hand up when we first, like most people, they first do a channel and you just want to hit those subscribers and again, but we're way past that now, and we just now make a video if we feel like making a video, and hopefully other people find it entertaining. And
I mean,
I can't work out that stuff.
I was desperate to get to 1,000. I'm not going to lie. I used to look every day of my subs gone up, and I don't care anymore. It's not about that. It's the interactions you have with the people you meet and the people.
Well, exactly. I mean, we wouldn't have met you and all the podcast crew and everything if we.
Well, I can only apologise for that. So
you walked into a coffee shop and you could hear your voice, and there was a guy sitting there with his iPad watching it.
It was, yes. Yeah, that was quite a thing. Yeah, in Ipswich where we live. I went to a coffee shop in town, and I was just having a coffee, sort of looking through, scrolling on my phone, and he hadn't plugged his headphones in, and I thought, someone's bloody talking to me. And I looked over and I cracked my neck, and he was watching our YouTube channel. Totally random. That's cool.
Did you go and introduce yourself?
I did. I sort of waved to him, and he went, "Look, it's you, it's you." Yeah, that was quite funny. A funny story. Yeah. So
I mean, I haven't spoken to anyone on here yet that's doing it as a duo, as a couple. So there must be some things that are really good about it, and there must be some things that are not so good about it. So what are the benefits? what are the
tell me what's bad.
What are the benefits of doing it together, and are there any drawbacks from doing it with someone else?
Well, yeah, the benefits of doing it together is that we're actually together when we're doing it. I know it seems a bit of a cheesy thing to say, but like obviously yourself, when you go out and do a vlog, I presume most of the time you're going out on your own. Mm-hmm. The negatives is, what do they call it? What do they call difference? Artistic differences. Yes, mm-hmm. That's yeah, we have quite a few artistic differences about how the vlog should be put together.
I was going to say too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah, that is a definite.
Right. Okay. So you've both got different ideas about how you want it to look. Do you argue about
sometimes?
Do you argue about what you're going to do? Because obviously, Jem, you're big on wildlife, and Mitch, you're more on landscape. Do you ever sort of go, well, I'd really like to go out today to go and do, and Jem's like, no, we're shooting badgers.
Yeah. No, you win.
I win, do I?
Yeah, we go everywhere you want to go.
Well, yeah, we do, to be fair. That's normally because I'm driving. But
no.
We do sometimes argue about what we're going to vlog, but I'd say it's more when we're there, we're not arguing, we just have differences of opinion of how, it's like, I mean, you want to do a shot here, I want to do some B-roll there, or I don't want to do it there. It's just what you would have if say, your wife was doing it with you, I'm sure you'd be the same. She'd say, I want something in here, something in there. No, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying. It's a lot easier to do it on your own. Yes. But then the thing is, I would say though that you guys have a fantastic chemistry. So it's really enjoyable to watch you. So whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, it's definitely working. I have to
thank
say.
you. Well, we haven't killed each other yet, have we?
We went to Westwater.
Yes.
And I had it in my head, the vision of all the little short clips coming down.
Yes, you did.
And you were a pain.
Yes.
You would not let me film them.
No, well,
it took me forever.
Yeah, but that is the thing with vlogging, isn't it, Gary? As you'll know, you pull up at a location, you're there at the right time, you just want to start taking pictures. You don't want to be setting up other stuff, do you? And setting up a vlog. You just want to take the pictures.
I'm not getting involved. I don't like getting involved. No, I'll tell you what I will say, because that was your last video, wasn't it? Westwater.
Yes.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was last summer.
I really enjoyed the opening because I think that's what you're talking about.
Me.
The B-roll, because you did the driving in the camper van and some drone work.
That was her.
Yeah, and that was really good. So I've got to say, I did enjoy that. So
it was hard.
It was hard
to get you to do.
It was hard stuff. Because I was like getting the back. Look at them clouds! Look at them clouds! And I was like,
I made you go up and down a road like 4 times.
Yeah.
I never understand how people do that on their own. Because at least like one of you could be driving, the other one's controlling the drone.
Yes.
But the ones where you've got people and they must just get in the car and trust the drone not to fly off. And
I've done that before. In fact, our next vlog, you will see that because our next vlog is going to be introducing the camper van. We're not going to linger on it that much, but we're just going to say we've got one. And the opening shots of the drone, we were actually driving while it was following us.
Oh wow!
So you're sort of thinking, shit. Yeah. Oh, sorry, you're sort of thinking, you're sort of thinking, what is it? Is it going to hit a tree? What's it doing? Yeah, that's quite scary.
I would be very scared with that, especially in my track record with drones. I'm not exactly, I'm not the best with them, so I would be very worried. Okay, so if someone were to, or if you were to offer someone a piece of advice, a piece of photography advice, what would it be? I'll have one from each of you.
Do what you're passionate about. As long as you enjoy it, who cares?
It's good advice. Shoot what you enjoy shooting. Yeah, I couldn't agree
Can't
more.
take the same advice.
I'm just elaborating. Just elaborating.
Your own advice.
My own advice, and I am guilty of this sometimes, especially when I get to like a honeypot location. Slow down. I get a bit like the sort of rabbit in the headlights, especially if it's somewhere I've wanted to go for a long time. You know, you can't wait, you run over, and then you spend so long in one place, and then as the light is gone, you walk back and you realise there was something better, like 20 yards over there that you just didn't look. That's what I'm guilty of, big time.
When we research a place we want to go, you've already seen the images. I've researched the place on like Google Maps, and I don't look.
No, that is another thing I'm very guilty of. I'm sure we've all done it. You look at whatever you look at, 500px, Flickr, whatever, see someone else's shot. You don't try and copy it to the letter, but you see the image that they've taken and you go there first, and sometimes you can be, you know, just blinded
that's really
by
interesting, because I was talking to, I think it was Nick Livesey. We were talking about this on an earlier one, and I was sort of saying, well, we were both saying that if you only go to the honeypot shot, or the shot that you're only going to generally be disappointed, because A, you might have missed out on other shots that are in that area.
Yeah.
And B, most of those shots, the honeypot shots, have been taken in really good conditions. So if you haven't got excellent conditions, even though you've got a good composition, you're going to compare yours to that one and be disappointed. So I'm with Gemma on this one. I say go to somewhere and
see. Well, that does, you know, it really ties in with the vlog you done with all the guys when you went to Scotland.
Yeah.
And you went to Glencoe, same places that we went, the waterfall in front of the big mountain. I mean, I don't know, every time I go to Scotland, I shoot that same spot, and you think, why am I back here again?
I think it's something draws you there, doesn't it? That's what it is. But
it does. Definitely, yeah.
I think that helps that I haven't come from a landscape background,
does.
And I don't like to look at the pictures.
I do know, you must admit, I do praise you for that, because if we go to the same, obviously we always go to the same place together, I'll shoot some stuff and then I'll get home and I'll just have a look and see what, and I thought, oh, where did you get that from? Where did you shoot that? You sometimes, yeah, I know, you've seen things differently to how I've seen them. Yeah, so that can help, definitely.
What's your favorite YouTube channel? I know obviously you said you don't watch a lot of YouTube. I'll stop it. What's your favorite YouTube channel related to photography? And do you have any favorite YouTube channels that aren't about photography?
I tend to sort of watch the smaller people now. I don't mean that in a sort of nasty way, saying they're smaller, just not as many subscribers, if you like, because they're just a bit fresher and a bit sort of different. I watch that Henry Turner. And I watch a guy who lives on the Isle of Man. What his name is now? This just shows you how much I watch him.
James Brew.
Yes. I like a lot of the stuff that he does. I've been watching. That's it, James Brew. I've been watching a lot of him. Nev.
Nev Cartledge.
Is he still doing stuff though?
I haven't seen anything recently.
Because didn't he have an issue? He was hacked or something.
Yes, he lost his.
Or he lost his channel. But I used to love his stuff. I just think he was. I just think he was so funny.
Yeah.
And I thought, he's very good. So I don't tend to watch the big guys. I still enjoy people like Nigel Danson, because they do a lot of post-processing stuff and stuff that I pick up little bits of information from.
I like to watch people who do it because they love it.
Yes,
not watch
that's
people
exactly
who are doing
right.
It because they've got to make a living out of it, and that's no disrespect to them, but I really enjoy watching them. All right, so because you guys have been so harmonious so far, and you haven't really fallen out over anything. I'm going to ask you a question, right? And this is a question that I don't get to ask anyone else, so it's going to be quite fun. So, if someone said to you that for the rest of time, both of you, and you have to make a decision, and it's both of you, it's binding, it's not one does one does the other, you can only shoot landscape or you can only shoot wildlife for the rest of time, what are you going for?
Wildlife.
Simple answer, landscape. And you know why that is? Because with landscape you get to go all around the world and see all different places.
You can go around
Well, you
Well,
can, but
see all
people
the
don't
different
tend to
animals.
travel like all around the world. You can do, of course you can. You can go to places to shoot wildlife, but landscape is more about the place.
There,
It's more about the place, isn't it?
no challenge, just there.
Ooh, so no challenge. There's no challenge in landscape photography, apparently.
No, I just mean it's not action, is it? It's not fast-paced
No,
action.
but it's still difficult in its own way.
I'm not saying that the composition or the light is not difficult. I'm just saying if you want to go to Glencoe and see a mountain, it's there.
Yes, but
That's
isn't
what
that
I'm
a good
saying.
thing? How many times have we been out to shoot wildlife and we've come back with nothing?
But then that's the thrill and the amazement of when you go out and see it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
carry on. I'm just sitting. I'm just going to sit back.
No, I do agree. I think what I'm getting
What was
at
that
is
big
it's
term?
nice that I do some wildlife as well, because that's one of the reasons why. Well, this time of year, actually, it's normally crap in the summer for landscape, isn't it? And that's why one of the reasons I got into wildlife photography, to have something to do between May and September. Really, because as soon as autumn comes, I'm back to landscapes again.
I've got to say that the more I never really started off with a particular genre. I kind of fell into landscapes because I watched a lot of landscape photography on YouTube. But the more I do wildlife, I find that landscapes, I love a good landscape, right? Don't get me wrong. But wildlife is so much more rewarding because, simply like you said, you don't know
Yes.
if you're going to get anything. So it's like you go out. It's like the other day I went to Minsmere and I got nothing, and then I got a badger. Like literally just wandering. So I was literally just wandering
You were
down this
lucky.
path. Well, exactly. I was wandering down this path in sort of broad daylight. It was about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's this badger just literally just foraging on the path about 50 yards in front of me. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So it's like because I was carrying my camera and my gimbal for doing B-roll, put my gimbal down and sort of started to try and get a picture. And he sort of just went off into the woods. And then as I came round the corner, he was still there, or he or she was still there, and I managed to get a shot. And it wasn't the best shot, it was a bit grainy because it was dark, but that for me was, I'd been out in the morning and shot a misty sort of. I was at Hollesley Common, which is near you, I think.
Yes, yeah.
And I was out shooting that, and the badger, even though it was a grainy shot, was way more fulfilling than getting some misty shot. It just because I was like, I can't believe I've seen that.
I will agree with that, definitely. You are right in that.
Isn't it?
It is a buzz. It is definitely a buzz. But you can get the same buzz if you go to a mountain and you get a cloud inversion or mist comes up from the water.
Not personally.
Okay, all right.
I think it's gorgeous to look at and I enjoy the photo, but I don't get that buzz.
Right.
No.
Okay, so what's your, talking about this, what would you say is your best moment behind the camera?
Ooh, my best moment, I'm afraid, wasn't with you.
I don't think mine was with you.
It was, now I'm going to get lambasted here by Dave, is going to have a go at my pronunciation here. I was in Snowdonia or Snow.
No, you got that right. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, well
yeah. He actually done a vlog about this mountain, and he said, "I can't understand why people can't say it correctly, and I could never remember how to say it."
I know which one you're going to say.
Trevan. Yeah. Right. I had hiked up like most people do, the small mountain opposite to get the shot of the waterfalls. The norm, again, the honeypot shot. That was at sunset. I'd planned it as well, which was the big thing. And I'd planned for the light to hit the side of the mountain. It hit the side of the mountain. It was all gorgeous. And if that wasn't enough, Hercules transport plane was doing some low level, and that flew right past the mountain. And I forgot to take a picture of that because I was in such awe of this plane flying past, because I'm into aviation. I love planes as well. And I was, and then that flew past. I thought, why did I take a picture of that? I just watched it, and that was probably my biggest wow, because the light was there, the mountain, the waterfall, and then this plane. And you just couldn't have written. You just couldn't have written it. That was just perfect. That's probably my wow moment. Yours? That can be without.
I don't know if it was. I don't know. And basically, it was near summer, and we had a huge thunderstorm, and it must have soaked this barn owl who was flying about sunset in between Felixstowe and Bawdsey, and it just landed on a stump about 3 meters away from me and preened itself for about 20 minutes. And I watched the whole thing, photographed it, and then it flew, got some dinner, came back and just ate it in the same place.
Oh, wow.
Just sat there.
Huh.
That was mine.
That's amazing as well. Yeah, I don't know which one wins there. They were both incredible.
So what does that say about us? Both our memorable moments weren't with each other.
Had plenty together. Fun.
All right, so this is great.
Anyway.
So what about your worst experience behind a camera then?
You dropped yours, didn't you?
What? Oh, yes, I dropped a D800, a Nikon D800. I'd saved up for it. It was very expensive, and I dropped it in the river.
Okay.
Right off, gone. That was gear related. Was my worst experience.
Isn't that?
I have lost my rag with other photographers before.
Go on then, tell us about that.
In fact, it was at that Glencoe waterfall.
Okay.
It wasn't the last time we went. I think, was it? How many times have we been there? We've been there twice, me and you. Yes, we have.
3.
When that guy was waving at me, called me back. Anyway, but I turned up. You know the spot I'm talking about, don't you? Over the bridge. And that's always muddy, isn't it? And really treacherous because so many people walk there. Anyway, I got there. I was the only one there, only person there. I thought, yeah, brilliant. So I found me spot, and I was like carrying me tripod and going to go. Planted it down, and I was just about to take some shots, and I didn't know two other photographers had turned up, and they were behind me because I was in the spot, if you like, and so I was there first, and I was a bit far away, and this guy was like calling me and waving at me, so I was looking around thinking, oh God, what's happened? Something's happened, or whatever. So I hadn't even taken my shot. I picked my tripod up because I thought something was going to happen, and I walked up to him, and I got to him, and he said, I just wanted you to move. You were in my way, and I was not happy. I was not happy, and that basically ruined that afternoon for me because I just couldn't get that out of my head. I was so angry.
It is frustrating, isn't it? It's frustrating when you have encounters with other people. That's really selfish of him, though. To be honest with you, isn't it?
He actually called me to get out of his way, but I was there first.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, okay. So some people are, isn't it?
I've had people walk in front of me, but I've just waited.
Normally me.
Well, you do. Yeah, you do that all the time.
Yeah. But we try and keep our cool, but as you know, it's not always easy, is it, Gary?
It's not. It's certainly not. No, I do know that, yeah. It's certainly
your video
not.
of that couple at the waterfall.
Yeah. I still feel bad about that to this day. God.
I did chuckle at that one.
We had yeah. I mean, the trouble. I think the trouble is there's give and take, and what happened to you for me is totally out of order. Someone doing that's totally out of order. But these people, with the one where I was, they've got a perfect right to be there. I should have probably just said, look, do you mind if I just take this shot before you run everywhere in the whole
swim and
you swim and like literally kick everything over and just literally dance in front of my camera. No, I should have said something, but I should not have lost my rag, and that's the problem. I should have just let that go.
Easily done.
And
and
just walked away. But I think the problem is that sometimes you're having a bad day anyway, or something happens anyway, and then you have that on top, and it's very difficult. But everyone's entitled to their space,
Definitely.
It's but between photographers, I think that's a different matter, because you're entitled to take that shot and you were there first, so they really should have waited and not.
The thing is, but if he wouldn't have called me, I would have been done in about 2 minutes, and I would have moved anyway.
Yeah.
So what I done was I just went exactly back where I was and started again.
Oh, brilliant! Excellent.
Took longer.
Took longer. Yeah, I was like cleaning all my lenses and. Why
Brilliant.
not? Eh?
I think that's exactly what I'd have done. So.
Yeah.
If there was one place that you've been to, and it was the only place you could go back to, where would that be? And also, if there's one place you haven't been to that you'd really like to go to, where's that?
I know where I want to go straight back to.
Where's that, darling? I think I know where you're going to say. Yes, Northern Ireland.
Okay.
Absolutely love Northern Ireland.
Loved it there on the north coast, where they done all the Game of Thrones stuff, the caves and the rocks, and we had a fantastic 3 days there, 3 or 4 days there.
5.
No, it wasn't that long. 4 maybe.
Well,
Whatever. We we certainly want to go back. 100%, definitely want to go back.
absolutely loved it.
Yeah, me because I've been and you haven't. Sorry, it's an obvious one, but Iceland.
Okay.
Nothing is like it. You know, it's like you're driving through movie scenes. You're driving down roads and there's geezers all spurting up and gas. It's just like another planet. It's just amazing. Yeah.
What about somewhere you haven't been before? Is there anywhere you really fancy going that you've never been to?
Where we're gonna go?
Yes. Hang on. There's 2 places that we want to go. Lofoten.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Norway. That just looks. Well, it just looks like you can just chuck your camera on the ground and that'll take a great picture. That's just one of them places, isn't it? It's just absolutely amazing.
The Dolomites in Italy.
And the would that be the northern Italy, where all the mountains are in northern Italy and that.
Yeah, I've got to say that looks amazing.
Dolomites.
I saw Greg Whitten's been there. He did a few videos from there, and that just looks stunning. There's one particular mountain that sort of, I mean, if you're listening on the podcast, you're not going to have a clue, but it sort of does that.
Yeah, I think I know the one you mean. It looks like steps almost.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And it just looks amazing. Are
We
you
were
going
gonna-
there then? You're going there as well, are you? Or?
Yeah,
definitely.
It's just
100%. Yeah. It's just because the problem is we've had, like I said, we're still waiting for Jem's work to sort a shift pattern out because they keep saying.
we bought a camper van.
And now we bought a camper van. Yeah. So
we're not made of money.
We were going to go this October, but it's going to be next October now.
You could drive there.
Could do.
Imagine that, you could do a road trip. That'd be brilliant. All the way from here, all the way down to Italy.
That's a thought, isn't it? We have to get an LPG conversion now, won't we?
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
Do you need a cameraman? Do you need someone to video it all for you?
Yeah, I think we can put you in the room.
Yeah, brilliant, perfect. Sounds good to me.
As long as you don't mind the odd hot conversation. Hot as in arguing. Don't get what I'm saying. I didn't mean it like that. I meant spicy. No, not spicy. You know what I mean. No. We like keeping each other amused, don't we?
Just stop talking.
I'm digging a bigger hole. No, I meant with our bickering.
I'd leave it. I'd leave it there. I think I think we get the gist. Yes, I think I'd stop there. Even I've gone red on your behalf. Not being funny.
Infrared camera.
Yeah, dear. I've got enough here to keep the whole house warm now for a couple of days.
Not what I meant, honestly.
Please.
I don't know how I have no idea how I'm going to edit this, but I might just get you here every week on false pretenses just so I can have a chat because it's just so much fun. It's like I don't even need to record it.
We've enjoyed it as well. So
yeah, good.
it's been fun.
Brilliant. So I think we're coming to the end of the conversation now. So I think let's ask one last question. So I always find this one really interesting. The answers to this really interesting. If you could go back to the beginning of your channel, so say that you got the chance to start again, is there anything you'd do differently, and what would it be?
I'd take more of a role. Stop stop letting you talk over me. Pretty much.
Do you know what? I knew she was going to say that. I just knew she was going to say that. I did. I knew you were going to say that. Yes, but hang on. You'll be the first person to admit this, and you've got massively better at this since the channel's gone on. You were very shy at first.
Was I?
Yes, you were, because you're a naturally shy person.
You're
No,
bigger.
no. You said to me you were happy for me to like introduce the stuff and you'd sort of chip in, but now you sort of want to take the control in hand. So yeah, Gemma's.
She 50.
Yeah. So Gemma would like to be more involved. That's what we're saying, basically. You know, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, but you can answer as well.
No, this sounds really techie and boring. No, it's not. It sounds really nerdy. Concentrate more on the audio, because when we first started, I don't know, me especially, it's all about the visuals, isn't it? But how many times have I watched a YouTube, not our channel, anyone else's channel, and you think, oh, this is good, and then the audio's slightly off or muffled or whatever, and you just think, oh, done with that, and you just turn it off and you don't watch it. It might be great, but it just loses the impact. And
you're not the first person to say that, and I'm totally in agreement with you. I can't remember, there was some guy, I think it might have been James Cameron, it was someone similar, real big movie director, and he basically said that audio is like 80% of video. Because if you don't have good audio, like you said, you can put up with shaky video, you can put up with bad cuts and all that, but if the audio's bad, you're gone.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not techie. It's a very salient point. So audio is really crucial, I think.
We have invested in better mics, haven't we? We've now got a 2-channel mic where we can each talk off camera into one receiver and stuff. And it's little things like that. We just thought, oh, we'll just use the phone's microphone, stuff like that.
No, you can't.
It doesn't work. It's rubbish, isn't it? It's rubbish.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for that. I've like really enjoyed that. Oh,
It's been a pleasure.
Before we go, I need it on record that we are going to go and do something,
Definitely.
Some photography, because I love your wildlife stuff, and I have no clue about how you do some of the things you do.
Ooh.
So
if we get a good shorted owl season in the winter, we're on it. You can come any night.
Right, brilliant. Okay.
Tell you what, we'll give you the lowdown, as you probably, I don't know, you probably are aware of this. Wildlife photographers are very secretive with their locations where they see things.
Yes.
Extremely so, aren't they? No, come on, they are. You'll get like whispers and hand signals, and it's like once someone finds something, they're very reluctant to tell anyone else. That's just how it is in that community, isn't it?
Well, safety
But
for the animal.
we tell you our location, so there you go. And then you can come and join us.
Brilliant. That sounds great. And I won't tell anyone else.
No.
I'll just, if anyone wants to know.
We'll just film the hell out of it.
Yeah. So that's a deal then. We'll do
Definitely.
something. And I 100%. Won't put it out until 2 months afterwards. And when I say, so what I'll do is I'll say hello and welcome to where we're just round that's where we're filming the owls. Well, it might be an owl, it might not be, I can't tell. So that's what we'll do. Is that a deal?
Definitely, 100%.
Excellent. Fantastic. Right,
brilliant.
well look, it's been brilliant talking to you. I've got no idea how I'm going to edit this. I'm just going to put it out there now, but it's been brilliant talking to you. And I'll have you back on next week, and we'll just, so what we'll do from now on is we'll just make the podcast just this from now on. It'll just be us talking every week. It'll be great. No, I'm only joking. You get bored very quickly, but no, it's been great. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
And we'll see you. Well, see you next time. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Gary. Cheers.